How we doing, everybody? How we doing today? Today is Thursday, July 15th, and Thursdays at 7:30 we talk about self-directed IRAs and different things that you may want to know about self-directed IRAs, how to use them, ways you can use them to invest, why you want to use them. So we've just started a series on Roth IRAs, and we're going to continue that series right now. We're going to be discussing why you want to get a Roth IRA even if you are older. A lot of times people think about retirement plans, and if you don't start them at a certain age, then you probably shouldn't get one. But with the Roth IRA, there are some benefits and there are some reasons why you would want to consider getting a Roth IRA. And even if you do have a retirement account, maybe you did start one earlier on, you may want to consider doing what's called a Roth conversion because of the benefits that the Roth has. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then also, starting an account for your children or your grandchildren. Maybe you've done well now that you're older in life, and your retirement is on schedule, and you're preparing to be comfortable. When you retire, you may want to start a Roth IRA in one of your children's names or grandchildren's names. You are still able to do that if you are still working, and if you can make it where you can pay your child a certain salary, a certain amount, and just making sure that that money actually goes into a retirement account. We'll talk about that a little bit. Again, we're usually on here not too long, 15, 20 minutes at most. Try to take a topic and just hit on it a little bit, give a little information. Hopefully it's something that you could think about, talk to your professional CPA or accountant or whoever does your taxes. Maybe this will start a conversation with them, and that can help you, grow your retirement account. We like to give this information so we could possibly help or use people's retirement funds for real estate note investing, for real estate investing. We do try to leverage other people's money with deals. Obviously, it helps the person gain a good interest, a good return, helps them grow their account faster. Obviously, it helps us. We can do more deals, and we can do them quicker if we have access to this type of money. So uh, it works both ways. And most investments don't have a tangible asset like real estate. A lot of times when you are investing with your IRA and retirement account, a lot of times that's in paper assets. There is no tangible physical asset that backs up a bad investment. And also, when looking at paper assets, if you look at them over a long period of time, how much money did you actually gain over a certain period of time? Recently, people have been making some significant gains in the stock market, 20%, 30%, which is great. But what happens when that market changes, the market shifts, it goes down, and you've got the 20, 30% gains, and then it goes down. It could go really low, or God forbid it goes negative. Things start to balance out. With real estate notes, even if the market changes, you may lose value in the property, but you're not the property owner. So your yield, a lot of times, your return on your investment can remain the same even when a market shifts. So, that's why we like real estate note investing. We try to get, other people uh, learning about this, interested in it, and hopefully they'll see the value of investing in real estate notes and just other real estate projects as well. Even if you fund, a fix and flip, some portion of it through an IRA, your money, even if a market shifts, you can still take back the property. Things happen, the asset is still worth a certain amount of money, even if a market goes from has a 10 or 20% drop, your investment is still protected with the assets. So there's a lot of other things that you can do to protect your yield and your investment. So that's what this Thursday night is about: self-directed IRAs and just retirement accounts in general. If you're someone that has an account, we'd love for you to join us. If you know someone, please like and share this with them. And hopefully the information is good for you, and it helps you make some good decisions for you and your family. So with that being said, do you think you're too old to get a Roth IRA? You might want to think again. You may want to reconsider that. Like I said, most people think that this is for a younger person, just out of college, starting their career off to get into a retirement situation, a retirement plan, and see it grow, which it is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't start this particular Roth IRA at any point in your life. The reason being is that with the Roth IRA, as long as you're getting or you have earned income, you can make contributions no matter how old you are. Other types of IRAs, you're not allowed to do that. They have certain restrictions. At a certain point, you can't continue to contribute to it, and then you have to take distributions. The Roth IRA doesn't. So, like I said earlier, if you have, a plan with your company, you've been there for a long time, it's growing pretty nicely, and now you're a little bit older, you can still try to open up this account and even take some of those funds that you've built up in an account that you've already had and convert it. Now, there is a tax liability on that. You want to talk to your CPA or tax preparer about that and see how much it is. If it's something that you can withstand, you may want to, this may be something that you want to do, because everything within the Roth grows tax-free. So when you start to take those distributions later on, they're not taxed whenever you decide to take those distributions. Or if it's passed down to another generation for 10 years, the first 10 years that is passed down to them after you pass away, they can then take those distributions tax-free. So, again, if you have grandchildren, maybe just going into adulthood, maybe they're teenagers now, maybe by the time that you pass away, they'll be in their 20s, 30s, maybe at a point where they can purchase a home, maybe they want to go to college, whatever the case may be, and you obviously pass on and you left this to them, they have the ability to take this money out tax-free for some bigger purchases, maybe a new car, maybe a house, again, maybe going for another degree, a second degree, or going back to college, whatever the case may be. So, this is some of the reasons why you want to possibly do this Roth later on in your life. Also, all contributions, let's say you started one at age 50. All the contributions that you put in there over the years, and you're not going to retire until you're 65. So let's just say for those 15 years, all the contributions you make over those 15 years can be taken out at any point. Well, after the Roth IRA has been in effect for at least 5 years, anytime after that, you can take out all your contributions tax-free and penalty-free. So let's say you started putting money away in there for 5 years, you made some investments, maybe you put, let's just say $2,500 in there for 5 years. Let's say $2,000 for 5 years, just to make the numbers simple. So now you had $10,000 in there, and you decide to retire early for whatever reason. You can take all that money out that you put in it, tax-free and penalty-free. And then if you've invested that money, that $10,000 over those 5 years, and let's say the total amount in the account is another 10. Let's say you doubled the money in that time because you put it away, you invested in something, it gave you a good return, and you actually doubled your money. So there's a total of $20,000 in there. You could take that $10,000 that you put in over those years, tax-free and penalty-free, and still have the $10,000 that's in the account still left in the account to continue to invest at that particular point. Now, you cannot take out any um, gains that you have made over those 5 years that you've contributed the $2,000. Anything that you gained over and above that from an investment, you can't pull that out without there being a tax burden and a tax hit. But that first $10,000 that you put in there, you can take out. So this is almost like a glorified savings account. Something changes, even if older in life, and something changes and you have to take the money out, you can do that tax-free, penalty-free. And you can't do that with a lot of the other plans out there. Again, we talk about generational wealth, being able to pass this down to children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if you haven't. So this is why you would want to think about starting this plan later on in life. Again, depending on the type of plan that you have, when you start taking distributions, that money could be taxed. Maybe because you can handle the tax hit, you want to move it over into a Roth where once you start taking distributions, they're tax-free. They're not taxed at that time. And so because maybe you're older in life, you're at a tax bracket where it's a lower tax bracket, you're in a good position, you don't feel like it's going to get higher later, you can do that conversion now and then be able to grow that account and then be able to take those distributions tax free. So that's another reason why you would want to think about it. And again, just as long as the Roth is in effect for 5 years, then you can take money out of it, or the distributions or any other contributions that you made tax-free and penalty-free. What else do I have here? Yeah, I did mention that, a lot of the other accounts, the way that they're set up is that, you put the money in, now, it reduces your tax liability now, probably when you're in a higher tax bracket, but then once you take it out later on in life, it is going to be taxed. Now, who knows what's going to happen with the tax code and everything down the line? Could be changing. We have a lot of things going on right now, cryptocurrency and all this stuff now. So who knows what the tax laws and the tax code will be years from now. But maybe to kind of hedge that, you do this Roth conversion so you can then be able to take your distributions later on in life tax-free. So, people are working longer now. So your earned income could go into your 70s now. You have people that are working into their early 70s, mid 70s. People are living longer and things of that nature. So you can continue to make contributions that whole time, as long as you have earned income. You have to have earned income in order to make contributions to a Roth. And there's a lot of different ways. Again, you can talk to a CPA, talk to your financial advisor, where they can structure things to make sure that you are getting earned income, especially if you're a self-employed person, or if you have a lot of people have side businesses and things of that nature. Maybe you can run it through that. But again, those are things that you want to talk about with your tax preparer and a professional. Now, we're also talking about setting it up for a younger person, a child. If you are a self-employed person, there may be a way that you can put your children or your teenage children on the books, and any money that you pay them can automatically be contributed to the Roth IRA. The earlier, obviously, you start this, the more it can grow. Again, all those contributions that you make over that time period, from whenever you started with the young child, when they get to be 18 or whatever the case may be, older, they can take all of those contributions out tax-free at that particular time. So the earlier that we get started doing this and being able to structure it where, we stay within the code and the ethics of everything. Um, and that can be done, with the CPA or a tax preparer on how to make it, how to give some type of earned income to a child, to a grandchild, to a teenager. Maybe they work a summer job or something like that, so they could take, a little bit of the money that they have and start contributing to the Roth IRA every time or every summer that they work, something like that. So early on, you know, getting them into that habit of using this is a good thing. And then again, you can leverage when you're talking about a self-directed IRA, Roth IRA. You can leverage that money. You can maybe leverage, some of the smaller amounts of money that they have, maybe with your account. That obviously has been built up over time. Now the both of you are getting benefits of, lending the money out, putting it to a real estate deal, seeing a high rate of interest, good returns in a short amount of time. Both of you can benefit from that. So, we suggest that, you try to look at setting up these accounts for a younger person. Just want to make sure that you do everything above board, and we do it in a way that, we have the earned income coming from that younger person. But, this is a great way for them to learn about investing and start saving up money, because again, we said it's like a glorified savings account. So, those are the two things that we really wanted to hit on that, it's really at any age, you can really start this. Some people have children that, make money by taking pictures and being in ads and different things like that as a baby. Anytime they're earning money in that for that child, you want to have this Roth IRA and let them contribute it to it. And like I said, try to match it up with maybe somebody else's account. Maybe if it's not yours because it hasn't grown as much, but you can still, look for other people out there who have accounts and maybe take a smaller account that you have and invest it and use it in a way to make it grow. We've talked about how to use smaller accounts in the past. People have less than 10,000, less than 5,000. There are a few different things that you could do, especially within real estate. You can give somebody, like if you have $1,000 in a retirement account, you could use that as somebody's deposit. And then when they get the deal, and as they go through the deal, they'll pay you back X amount of dollars on that $1,000 that you loan them for their deposit. Just as long as everything in the deal looks good, the numbers look good, you run it by whoever helps you make your decisions. Hopefully you're dealing with someone that is ethical and going to do the right thing. But you can take, smaller amounts of money, put it up that way, and then when the deal works itself out, or there could be a monthly payment made to you on that $1,000. And then, once a property is sold or whatever the case may be, there'll be another lump sum that'll come back to you as well. So a lot of times we think that there's not a lot of things that we could do with smaller amounts of money, but there's a lot of things that you can do, and you just have to, obviously know the right people, talk to the right people, and get yourself in a good situation. But what's going on now? I know everybody sees these high prices that are out there. Real estate is booming and booming and booming. And for some people it is, but there's another opportunity out there with real estate note investing and in real estate in general, that this market, once it shifts, there's going to be some opportunity there, and you really want to, kind of prepare yourself for that. So, it's been just about 20 minutes. Like I said, we don't try to stay on here too long. If you want to get in contact with me, you can reach out to me, 973-475-8488, or you can email me at acg@abundantcapitalgroup.com. I'm usually doing stuff on Saturdays about 1 o'clock. I go to the park. If anybody wants to meet me in Wassesson Park live, 1 p.m., shoot me a text, give me a call saying, I'm here. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. I'm usually, in the East Orange, Bloomfield border side of the park to talk to people about investing. real estate notes, investing in general, answering questions. And we usually take a topic and we kind of dive into it and go a little bit further in detail. Tuesday nights at 7:30, we're talking about real estate note investing the same way that I'm doing here. About 15-20 minutes, we take a certain portion of the industry and we talk about it a little bit, give you a little information. And then we come back on Thursdays at this time to talk about self-directed IRAs. A lot of people can use that money. There's a lot of money sitting in IRAs that can be put out into the market, take advantage of some of these opportunities that are out there. So hopefully, we're getting some value out of this, and we'll hear from people and start to see them, using some of these funds in some of these different ways. So if anybody has any questions, please reach out. Please comment, please like, and please share. I'm always looking for feedback on things that I could do better, talk about. There's topics, things like that you want to know about. Please let me know. That being said, everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good one.